today's the day. So I'm pumped for today. I'm super pumped. RP9 squat, triple today. To me, in my head, how this triple goes will directly tell me how this meet is going to go. And maybe not in a negative way, hopefully. But if I can really get this, what I think I can get, and I think I can, what I can triple an RP9, and it's actually a 9, and I don't overshoot, and if anything, I'm undershooting, then this meet should be the best meet I've had so far on squat, for sure. So let's get to it. We're going to warm up. The next time you'll see me will probably be at the start of my top set. I kind of need to focus up for a minute. I'm going to blare some music, and I'll see you guys on the top set. Come on! Yep. Yep. Oh, come on! Come on! $405 for 3. That's a PR match. That's the heaviest triple I've done. Man. We're there. We're there. We're dialed in. 405 for 3. A previous PR was 405 for 3 at an RP10. I mean, a grinder of the third rep. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna call that like an RP8 at 405 for 3 for today. I mean, that moved so well. That last rep had so much speed on it. I felt so comfortable in it. Picking it out of the rack, I mean, it felt like 135 on my back. That moved extremely, extremely well. So I'm gonna call that like an RP8. So moving into this meet, we're in like a great spot right now. I'm in a great spot for this meet. I don't know. I have nothing else to say. That was the plan. We did the plan. We hit it. Next, we got doubles coming up next block, starting next week. So we're going to set a new goal for doubles. We're going to see how that first 2 weeks go with soft sleeves, and we'll see how that first week of hard sleeves go and these stiffer sleeves. But I expect doubles to go extremely well. I mean, we're pumped. I'm amped. I'm ready to go. Yeah. I don't know what else to say, but let's do some back offs real quick. We got 315. We're going to bang these out for 4s. I got to say too, my mentality has switched a lot recently, but I mean, like my mentality is switched actively, as these workouts progress from day to day. Like, we can make 1,000 excuses in the world for sure, and I don't want to be like the guy that's like, there's no excuse, blah, blah, blah. But it's not even about excuse. It's more about, like, any negative is not a negative. Like, for instance, it is so ungodly hot where I'm at right now. Like, we're in the 80s right now, and I got out here and the sun's shining, and the second I put a plate on the bar, it started to rain. And right now it's raining on and off. So it is so humid. Like, it's hard to breathe. Like, that's how high the humidity feels. Like, I'm sweating like crazy right now. And, like, to a lot of people, and even to me, this would be a big negative of, like, can I perform the same? I'm really hot. I'm sweating a lot. I'm going to get dehydrated. Even yesterday was the 4th. So yesterday for the 4th of July, I mean, I was outside almost all day sitting, enjoying some time, spending time with family and stuff like that. So, like, I can make a bunch of, like, excuses or talk about why this is going to be hard and why this is a negative and why this isn't going to go well. But, like, my mentality right now at this moment is that it is very hot and humid right now. Come August 29th, it's going to be probably more hot and probably a little bit more humid, if not the same. But it's going to be hot. August 29th is going to be hot, at least where I live. So I'm in Ohio. August, especially the end of August, is very hot. I've been to this meet before, the last year that it was on, to watch my buddy lift at it. It's like a garage, basically. I mean, it's an industrial plaza. There is no AC. They crank the doors open. That's all you get. That's the breeze. They got some fans rolling and stuff like that. So I could take this negative, and I'm going to turn it into, like, we're just ready. Like, this is meet day. Like, this is just meet day for me. And come all these guys that are coming, from gyms, they're coming from AC. There's a small part of me that's like, all right, well, you're not going to be used to this stuff. And that's going to be a negative in their head come meet day. This could be a negative in my head now, but it ain't. Because come meet day, this ain't going to be a negative. We gotta switch our mentalities up. I don't mean to get all like motivational and stuff, but like there's just a point where there's a small part of me that's probably a little psychotic, but like coming in a little beat up and getting through that day with like stiff hips and my elbows hurt a little bit and it's hot and I'm sweating and I'm kind of tired and I didn't sleep all the night before or this or that. Makes me like when I get through that and I can like pound through that workout, for one, yeah, I accomplished something for sure. It just makes me go, okay, well, come meet time. If I'm still the same, if I'm beat up, come to me, and I'm tired, come to me, and I might be a little hurt or a little sore, or things didn't go to plan, or it's way too hot, hotter than I thought it was going to be, more humid than I thought it was going to be, then like I've already made it through all these workouts. I've already made it through all of these things. We're so deep into this that like I've made it so far like into this training, doing the stuff, like getting over all the stuff, coming through all the stuff. Come meet day, like what could possibly be that wrong where the meet doesn't go well? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I made it through every workout. The last like 2 weeks my elbows have been hurting. I've benched every workout. I've hit my bench like I'm supposed to. I've hit my like prescribed stuff. I've hit some pretty like heavy sets. I'm still benching 4 times a week. Like I've done all that stuff and I'm beat. My elbows are beat up. Come meet day, if my elbows still hurt, who cares? It's one more day to get through with my elbows being hurt. I don't want to get injured. That's not the point. But like just coming in a little beat up in my head, I'm like, well, I've already done this. The heat, we've already done this. We've already got through this. It's just one more day. It's one more workout, basically. It's one more workout. All right, well, I went from rain to 40 down rain, which is kind of cool. Deadlift. I want to say real quick, I was watching a bunch of different stuff about bracing, wedging, and stuff like that on deadlifts when it comes to sumo, because I'm kind of newer to it. For me to do a dynamic wedge, I feel so ungodly strong, but I feel so like out of place. Does that make sense? Like, but with the static one, I feel so weak, but it feels such in a pocket that it really like just like shoots through, you know? And setting too, like just coming and setting like, you know, like a bottom up setup and just coming down to the bar and then tightening coming up. I seem to stay in a better upright position. But like, if I set up like that last set, right? And I come and I do like this reverse and I come down here, this feels so strong. Like, and I think it's mostly because my upper back is probably the strongest part of me. But it feels like I'm just gonna come and like rip this bar off the ground and it could have 1 billion pounds on it. But it doesn't translate. Like I'm coming here, when I come down, I'm so far like over and out of position that I need to find a better way to do it. Now, let's bench. So we're almost done. We got one more set of those. I'm gonna add in some like of that smaller stuff, kind of more of the details going in. Granted, I should have been doing this a long time ago. It's not until you start to see the problem then you're like, oh, well, maybe I should start doing those again or start at all or whatever. But I'm noticing on my sumo, and even now with my squat that I'm widening up, I'm seeing two issues. My adductors and my hip flexors are very tight. And it's making it very hard for me to externally rotate the way that I need to. Now, we can stretch and we can do mobility. And we've been doing mobility for a very long time on our hips because my hips are not not really made to do this. I have to do mobility stuff like every other to every day. You know, I'm doing mobility stuff for my hips anywhere between 4 to 7 times per week. The majority of the time I'm weighing at 5 or 6 days a week of doing, you know, 90s, some hip flexor stretches and stuff like that, Copenhagen planks and whatnot. So we need to start adding it more into the routine of it, weighted stuff that is. So we're gonna start doing some weighted hip flexor raises, and then come deadlift day, we're gonna do some Copenhagen like planks, or I was thinking about doing some cable adduction. So that way we just need to get the work there, because I can say that it's tight and I can stretch and it will do nothing. And I can do mobility and it'll help me get into position where I need to. But the reason that it's so tight and it feels the way that it is because weak muscles are tight. You know, generally strong muscles are not tight. And I'm not saying that if your quads are super strong, you should have the flexibility and the mobility of everybody. But like, those are two separate skills. And when it comes to heavy weight, when we start to get tight muscles, it's because that muscle is weak and it's straining so hard is why it feels tight. Because I have the adduction and the hip flexor, mobility and flexibility right now to get into position. But the second I pull, it's tight. Everything's tight. Everything bunches up. I can feel a pinch, whatever. And that's all just because we're weak. So we need to get stronger. Anyways, I normally don't show my ab work. It's kind of boring, but I wanted to show you guys I do some like weighted crunches. I don't really like to do sit-ups. Granted, I just talked about hip flexors and stuff like that. So maybe there's a part that I should. But when it comes to that weighted stuff, I feel like the strength curve is so odd with it that towards the top, you know, going from the bottom to halfway is a ton of abs, if not only abs. Especially if you can get yourself to like really just like crunch yourself forward using your abs and almost like bend your back. That other top portion is going to be a lot of hip flexors, but I don't feel like the strength curve, it's not the same. Like the way the strength curve is in that movement, I've tried it before. I just get more fatigued like in my shoulders because having that weight here and then as it comes up higher, like I just don't like that position that it has me in. I don't know. But we did some of those. We're going to do another set of it. That's pretty much it. But great end to the block. Phenomenal end to the block. Couldn't be happier, honest to God, with the way that worked out. Everything clicked. Everything moved like it was supposed to move. I feel extremely, extremely happy for the way that ended. Like I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Just very happy with it. Squats are great. I feel dialed in for squats. I don't worry about squat at all during this meet whatsoever. I know that even come next block, if it doesn't go well, I still know my squat's there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's still there. I still got it. I don't really have to worry too much. You know, this is all, the squat will work out for sure, exactly how I think it will. Bench is, I'm not very confident. I'm very confident in the squat. I'm confident in my bench that I'm going to hit a good number, you know. I'm going to hit over 300 for sure. My goal is to hit the 314. I think it's like 314.7, I think is what they loaded as if you try to hit like the 315 because the kilo plates. That's my goal. I'm very confident I will touch over 300 for sure. I'm not very confident that I'll hit 314, but I'm decently confident that I will. Especially how those triples ended, how my close grip's going, how Larson feels, and how this long pause feels as well. Especially now, because we're going to start gearing in towards taking away like Larson and close and, you know, that long pauses and adding in just more technical lifts. So I'll do more comp lifts. I'll just bench comp twice a week come next block. And then going into that third, I'm going to bench comp 3 to 4 times per week leading into the meet. So very happy with it all. I'm kind of blabbing right now at this point, but everything's looking good. I feel very solid with the way that squat went for this prep. And given that the meet goes well, this will probably be the peaking that I will do for my squat from here on out. And I will just run this until it stops. Because if it works, right? So we got one more. We got our close grip bench. This is like an 8.5 RPE. But we got sumo. We got a top single on Thursday. So we're gonna see how that goes. So if you like the video, please hit like for me. It really helps my channel grow. It really helps more people get exposed to my videos. The more likes I get, generally the more views that I get. I like to just showcase what I consider to be normal training. I've said it 1,000 times in other videos, but this is pretty normal. I'm a dad. I have 3 kids. I have a wife. I have a job that is not lifting. So a lot of my stuff is what I deem to be normal, what normal people, what it looks like when normal guys lift. I work out in a garage gym that I built myself on what I consider to be a pretty decently normal salary. I train at normal times for a father of 3 and a husband with a full-time job. So a lot of my training is in the afternoons when my youngest is at nap on the weekends, and the other ones are at 4 a.m. before I head to work because everybody else is asleep and I don't want to miss time with my family to work out. So sometimes I'm in a time crunch, sometimes days get switched around, sometimes days get shortened, sometimes days are a little longer. It all depends. But this is like what I like to show on this channel. It's just normal, what normal problems are, normal things. I'm very transparent with my training, what I'm thinking, what I'm doing. I mess up a lot, and I say that a lot. So a lot of the times I'll come up with things and it doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. Which is fine at the end of the day. It's all right. But that's all I got for today's video. If you like the video, like I said, hit like, but also check out some more of my videos. You just subscribe to my channel. I post these 4 times a week when I work out, mostly Saturday, Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So pretty consistent with my training. The days just may vary here or there, but yeah, watch more of my videos, stay up to date. We're gonna do some close grip, some pause bench, or some close grip bench and some pause squats on Tuesdays, and then we got some sumo deadlifts and Larson press on Thursday. So come back, watch some of those videos, watch some more of my videos. That's pretty much all I gotta say. So we don't have an outro. The video does just cut off.